In the name of Jesus of Nazareth, walk. Stop there a minute. I've heard this preached my whole life. Peter gave him what he had, and that's why he walked. Peter didn't give him the ability to walk. Peter gave him the name of Jesus. The name of Jesus made him walk because that's what God had chosen. That was the sovereign will of God for that moment. Peter didn't give him a miracle. Peter gave him the name of Jesus. And in that moment, God moved in the way that God desired to move. You and I don't have to give anybody what we think they need. Just give people Jesus. Because he lives in you the same way that he lives in me, and the same way he lived in Peter and John. And so you and I don't have to be dramatic and think, how do we bring the miracle? Just bring the name, and the name will do whatever he desires to do. Sometimes it's a miracle, sometimes it's not. But it will always be for the glory of Jesus. It will always be to search and change hearts. It will always be to lead to the point of salvation. You and I don't have to seek out miracles, just live in the name. And miracles will happen whenever the name says that miracles should happen. Peter reached down, took the man by the hand, and helped him up. And it says that the man's feet and ankles became strong. He jumped to his feet and began to walk again. He'd never walked before. Never once had he used one of those muscles. They weren't there. Never once had he used one of those ligaments. They probably weren't there. This wasn't just healing, this was creation. Something happened in this man that had never happened before. This is what some would call a creative miracle. They all went into the temple, the man jumping, walking, praising God. And just as the sound of wind and the tongues had done in chapter 2, this miraculously healed dancing man drew a crowd. We again see the purpose is the same. It wasn't about the man, it was about the crowd. It wasn't about the power, it was about the purpose, the salvation. Peter saw the crowd and he asked them, "Men of Israel, why does this surprise you?" I can answer that like 100 ways, right? Why does this surprise us? We've watched this man beg for 40 years. He then began preaching, and what he did was he told them the truth about Jesus. He told them that it was in the name of Jesus that the man was healed, that Jesus was the holy and righteous one and the author of life, that they had disowned and killed Jesus, but God raised him from the dead, fulfilling all the prophets which said that the Christ would suffer. Again, stop with me. Peter didn't know that. Right? Remember, if you go back to our Resurrection Life series in Luke 21, when Jesus appeared to the apostles the first time, it says that he taught them how the Messiah had to suffer throughout all of the prophets. Peter had learned something, right? He had gone back to the scriptures and out of the traditions. He had gone back to what Jesus had taught him rather than what he felt and what he believed. And now when he preached, he wasn't preaching his opinions, he was preaching the truth of the scriptures that he had learned from Jesus himself.